Hello again everyone, and welcome to the Metropolitan Cathedral of Christ the King here in Liverpool. It has a long and quite checkered history, believe it or not, when you look at it. It is more commonly known as the Roman Catholic Cathedral, and in the vernacular, in Scouse lingo, it's Paddy's Wigwam. So I'm hoping to give you a look around inside this morning. You find me now on the staircase leading down to the Lucian's Crypt, which is the oldest remaining portion of the original plans for the cathedral itself. Of course, the building that you see towering above Liverpool now is 1960s vintage, if I'm correct. I'll try and put as much information up on screen for you as I can, but just got to find my way down now. Toilets everywhere. Yet more steps. So Lutyens, the famous architect, had very grandiose plans for this cathedral, and it would have been absolutely enormous. I'll try and show you a diagram or an image of the footprint, which of course the modern building is placed on top of. But now, 56 steps later, we will find ourselves in the crypt of what was going to be the original cathedral. And it is pretty special in here. Now this is the only section of the crypt in which I've been requested not to film or photograph, and that of course is the treasury, and you can just imagine the value of some of the artefacts in here. It's amazing, you know, when you hear a place described as a crypt, the size of this place really is not what you would expect. It is quite simply massive down here. Well, here we are. We're on the northern end, if you like, of the platform, which would have been the original footprint of Lutyens Cathedral, dating back, I think, to the early 1920s. If I botch that up, I'll put a remark down below. And it would have been absolutely huge. I think it would have been the world's second largest cathedral had it been built. I think the foundation stone was laid in 1933, and you can probably guess that the onset of World War II completely scuppered the planned building. So what you are left with is the footprint of Lutyens' original design, and it wasn't until 1959-1960 that plans were drawn up to build a modern and obviously scaled down version of the cathedral here on Brownlow Hill, which incidentally used to be the site of the Liverpool workhouse. The church bought the land, demolished the workhouse. Don't ask me what happened to the workhouse. I hate to think really to what happened to the occupants. Nearly said inmates, and I suppose to a point they are or were. However, the design and the building that you can see behind me, which I think is absolutely spectacular, was done by the architect Gibbard. Apologies for not knowing his first name. Again, I'll put it down below when I can find it. And it is really spectacular. Now, the jewel in the crown, as far as I'm concerned, is really the platform on which I'm standing and the crypt beneath it. The Lutyens crypt really is a fabulous place to go and see. The whole building is, don't get me wrong, it's incredibly atmospheric. The lighting in there is spectacular. And right now, just before the Christmas period, of course, you've got nativity figurines set out, and they're playing carols, and you may have caught sight or heard a guitarist just practicing in there. It's a fabulous building. What have I come out to photograph it with? About time I told you, really. I brought the Sony A7 Mark II with a new addition to my vintage lenses, and this is a slightly unusual one. For those of you with any interest in vintage glass, you'll probably realise that 28mm wide angles are very, very common and very easy to get hold of. I wanted something wider, and I actually opted for a lens which, to be fair, gets bad press. It is a Sigma Filtermatic from 1972. Now, Sigma at this stage, I think, to be honest with you, were pushing their luck with designing this lens. I think it's 12 elements in 10 groups, and the Filtermatic range was unique, and as far as I'm aware, it is still unique, in as much as each lens had 4 filters built in. They had ultraviolet, they had a yellow, or yellow-green it might be, an orange and a light blue. And they are accessible by turning this ring around the front of the lens itself, and as I say, unique. So I wanted something wider than 28, so I've got a 24mm. The unique filtration system has advantages and drawbacks. I have been doing some mono shots here so that you get an idea of the differences, which are quite subtle. I do like the orange effect, but overall it has problems, this lens. For a start, at 2.8, it's as soft as melted butter. So I've been using it more at sort of f8, to be honest with you. I have found in post-production with the test shots that I've done, I have to dial in a load of haze reduction because it is very flat with its rendering. And from what I can gather, looking on the forums, and there aren't very many forums about these lenses, but from what I can gather, the internal filters, the yellow, the orange and the blue, can degrade over time, and they're also a nightmare of a lens to service. So what the hell was I doing buying this lens? Well, I'll tell you why, and I did pay over the odds for it. I think I paid £60 for it, which is a fair amount for basically a not very well regarded lens. But this one had been stripped, cleaned and rebuilt, and it's perfect. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. Having said that, it's soft, 1972, producing 24mm wide-angle lenses was really pushing it, and back in those days Sigma were no match for the likes of Canon or Nikon, so you can't really expect too much. But it's fun and it's different, and I hope you like some of the images that I've managed to get at the cathedral. I've been concentrating on different architectural aspects of it. And I've done some stills inside in colour, but everything that you see today has been shot on this combination, and also everything is JPEG, no raw images whatsoever. I just feel that gives you a better grasp of the capabilities or lack thereof of this particular lens. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope if you do ever visit Liverpool that you give Paddy's Wigwam a call. It's really very, very good, and I hope you continue to enjoy your photography. It's going to be the start of 2025 when you see this video, and let's hope it's a good year for everyone. I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.